Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start off by giving all praises unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and the gospel of His truth. Today's topic is going to be the prophecy of the coming martial law in the Holy Scriptures. The first place I'm going to start this lesson is going to be the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter. Slakia. Might take a few minutes to find it. Okay, there we go. Daniel, let's go to the 12th chapter. Okay, this is the book of Daniel, chapter 12, and we'll start at verse 1. It says, "And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince, which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, which was not since there was a nation, even to this same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. And many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth shall wake, some to everlasting life, some to shame and everlasting contempt." That second verse, it's going into the resurrection, but the first verse of Daniel 12th chapter is talking about this time of martial law here. Let's actually go down to verse 4. "But thou, O Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book, even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased." And that's what's happening right now. That prophecy is happening right now, man. Okay, because now we can go into these scriptures and we can clearly see that what these men wrote about thousands of years ago is clearly happening in the time that we're alive right now. Okay, what they're saying is happening in our time period. Okay, and some people, they don't want to believe it. Well, hey, Romans 3 and 3, for what is some did not believe? Does their unbelief make the faith of Yahushua without effect? All right, so if you don't want to believe in this, hey, the scripture says that a fool has said in his heart that there is no God. Okay, the scriptures tell you in the Holy Apocrypha that many have been deceived by their own vain thoughts and opinions. Let's go to the book of 2nd Ezra. This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. And let's start at verse 11. "But I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plagues and punishment that Yahweh shall bring upon it. They that till the ground shall mourn, for their siege shall fail through the blasting and hail, and with a fearful constellation. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draws nigh. And one people shall stand up to fight against another, with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition amongst men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. And a man shall desire to go into a city, and shall not be able." Oh, let's stop there for a second. A man shall desire to go into a city, and he shall not be able. Okay? Right now, with the coronavirus thing, you have them quarantining cities, man. Which the other day I just heard that they quarantined New York, which I could have. That might not be entirely true because I didn't read the article. I just skipped past it, but I seen something along that line, man. Which actually today the apostle, I believe it was a Ramlob of GMS. He did a video entitled something along the lines that they quarantined a major city in America, which I didn't get to see the video yet, but Lord willing, I might be able to later. But it shows you, man, a man shall desire to go into a city and he shall not be able to. Okay, that's martial law right there, restricting travel. Okay, boxing you into a small area. Okay, that's what's happening right now. "A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and a man shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread for a great tribulation. Right, so it's talking about, hey, when these people, when they can't go to the store and get their food, man, they'll turn to breaking down your door and taking the food you have, man. You got guys talking about, oh, I'm gonna be the gray man. Right? When shit hits the fan, I'm gonna be the gray man. All right. Well, hey, look, man. If you're telling people that you have food and water stored up right now, man, be prepared to see those people at your doorstep, man. Especially if you have close friends who know where you live, and you tell them that you have supplies. Scriptures tell you, I believe it's in the book of Matthew, 24th chapter. I could be mistaken. Maybe Mark 13. It says, in the last days, friends shall turn one against another. All right, friends shall become enemies in the last days, and that's happening now. But in that time of martial law, man, when that famine comes, that's when that's really gonna, you know, take its height, so to speak. Okay, turning down your friend, well, hey man, I can't help you. I need the supplies for myself. They might turn on your ass and go kill you, man, and take your goods. We just read it right here. Okay, a man shall destroy his neighbor's house because of the lack of bread. Okay, the lack of food. See, that's clear prophecy in the Apocrypha for you peons out there who don't believe in the Apocrypha. Because there's quite a few of them. Let's see. Let's go to the book of Second Ezra, the 16th chapter. Let's see. Okay, this is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 16, and let's start at verse 16. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returns not backward. Let me grab a pen real quick so I can keep track because it's small text. Returns not backward. Even so, the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. Woe is me, woe is me. Who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and of great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, and the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Behold, famine and plague and tribulation and anguish and are sent as scourges for amendment. For all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor always be mindful of the scourges. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon the earth, they shall think themselves to be a good cause. And even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. The dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them. For the earth shall be wasted, and the cities thereof shall be cast down. There shall be no man left to till the earth, and to sow it. The trees shall give fruit, and who shall gather them? The grapes shall ripen, and who shall tread them? For all places shall be desolate of man. All right, now here's where we start getting into that martial law stuff even more. It says, so that one man shall desire to see another, and shall hear his voice. For of a city there shall be 10 left, and 2 of the field, which shall hide themselves in the thick groves and the cliffs of the rocks. As in an orchard of olives, upon every tree there are left 3 or 4 of them, or as when a vineyard is gathered, there are left some clusters of them that diligently seek for the vineyard. Let's stop there for a second. That's basically saying that, yeah, there's going to be some people who escape these martial law troops when they bust down their door and search for them. I myself had a dream of this before. I've had a couple of dreams of martial law, and I survived all of them. I was the only one left in the whole, vast area around where it was. Okay, so, hey, I was one of those who was left when they diligently sought for the vineyard, man. When they diligently broke down these houses and they search through the building and take you to concentration camp. Okay, there's going to be some people who are hidden. Some people got, basement to hide in. Some got hidden furniture compartments they can hide in. But, however it's going to happen, there are going to be some who are left when, they search through their houses, man. All right, because they're going to be hiding. All right, very simple to understand. Even so, in those days, Oh, as I said, even so in those days shall there be 3 or 4 of them that are search through their houses with the sword. Let's even read that again. Even so in those days shall there be 3 or 4 of them left by those that search their houses with a sword. And the earth shall be laid old, and with the fields thereof shall wax old, and her ways and all her paths shall grow full of forms, because no man shall travel therethrough. The virgin shall mourn, having no bridegroom, the women shall mourn, having no husband, their daughters shall mourn, having no helpers. In the wars their bridegrooms be destroyed, and their husbands shall perish of famine. Right, and that's talking about in these wars. Like look at the First World War. Most men didn't come back from that, so their women were left as as widows, so to speak. Okay, let's see. I want to get some more. Okay, this is the same chapter, Second Ezra chapter 6 and verse 71. It says, "They shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear Yahweh. For they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Then shall they be known who were my chosen, and they shall be tried as gold in the fire." All right? So that pretty much is in the Apocrypha, the prophecy of martial law. However, we are still going to get another verse in the scriptures. Let's see. Okay, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24 and verse 6. "Therefore have the cursed devoured the earth, and them that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. The new wine mourneth, and the vine languisheth. All the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth. The joy of the harp ceaseth. They shall not drink wine, if a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. The city of confusion is broken down. Every house is shut up, that no man might come in. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction." Right. So, what is that talking about? It's talking about this time of this martial law. Okay. As we showed in the scriptures here. But anyway, which actually, you know what? Let's even go ahead and get some. So, good verse in here I wanted to get. I'm trying to see if I can find it. Okay, there it is. Let's even skip back page. Revelation chapter 2 and verse 9. "I know thy works and thy tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but they are the synagogue of Satan." That's talking about the false Jews in Israel and these Christians, right? The scriptures say we have tried those who said they are apostles, and we have found them to be liars. Yeah, we tried you Christians, and we found majority of you guys to not know what you've been talking about, right? Oh, bless sweet Jesus, right? But yet they don't even know that how could Jesus be his name if the letter J did not exist back then, all right? Saying that everybody can be saved, that's not in the scriptures. Anyway, the main point. Verse 10. "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, which is Esau, shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." Right, so some brothers are going to be caught up in this stuff. Okay, some brothers are going to get killed by the martial law troops. Okay, there was actually a brother, I want to say maybe a month ago, who actually had a dream about martial law, and he actually got killed in the dream. Okay, don't remember the whole dream he said, but basically he ended up getting put to death in the dream, man. Okay, but he ended up making it. Okay, he ended up receiving salvation, but the martial law troops, they killed him. They cut his head off, which that's spiritual because the scriptures speak about those who were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua in the book of Revelation. Okay, which how are those going to be beheaded? They have stored across the United States of America. You can look this up yourself. There's about 30,000 guillotines that are stored throughout the United States of America. Now, my question is, why are there guillotines in the 21st century? Isn't that an ancient way to kill somebody? So why do you have that now? Which further on proves that the scriptures are correct with what they're saying. Okay. Anyway, I hope there was an edifying lesson. With that being said, all praise to Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Now I'm going to say shalom.